Jordan Ellis here for talkSPORT MMA. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Dakota Ditcheva. How's it going, Dakota?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, I'm well.
Good to hear. And I'm not surprised you're good because let's be honest, it's all going brilliant for you at the minute. And we're just going to jump straight into it. That last fight was, fantastic performance, a few days removed now. How do you reflect on it?
Yeah, no, we're super happy with it. Obviously, it's good for me to get in and out with it being a tournament, and I've obviously got a fight again in like 6 weeks' time. So that's the good thing about it. But yeah, I was happy with it.
Good. And talk to me about your opponent, Chelsea Hackett, because I actually spoke to her last week or the week before, and not that she had me convinced that she'd give you a proper fight, but
Surprise,
she,
yeah.
she kind of had me because she was talking about her kickboxing skills, her Muay Thai skills, and I thought, as long as this lasts, it might be a bit of a banger. But you went in there and wiped the house. So, in terms of your preparation, how you'd expect it to play out versus how it did, what did it look like?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I would never like put anyone's skills or anything like that down, but I didn't feel like she was on my level striking wise. I know she thought she was going to have a little bit of a war with me, but I've never been in a war. I'm not the type of fighter that needs to get into a war. So I kind of knew, like, I didn't feel like she was any different to anybody else I've ever fought. So I didn't feel like she was going to hit me with anything or catch me with anything that I was going to be, afraid of or anything. So yeah, I kind of planned out how I thought it probably would have. But fair play to her because she was game. She was really game. I mean, she said she asked for the fight. She got given two opponents, which I was surprised at that she got to choose. But fair play to her, strong mind. She come in there, she believed in her skills, and it didn't work out for her. But it's always a good mentality to have when you get in there and you're up for it.
Absolutely, and you're on this, incredible tear right now. Obviously, it's 12-0 in the cage, but it's also 7 finishes on the bounce as well. 3 in the first round, the last 3. What is it that makes you such a prolific finisher? Because it's rare, in MMA as a whole, but especially for 1-2-5s, it's not something you see a
Yeah.
lot. So what separates you from the rest?
Yeah, I think I don't. I just feel like sometimes I get in there to kill, and I feel like people get in there to fight. Whereas that's what makes the difference. Um, I'm not getting in there to just be another number and just to win a fight. Like, even though I was top of the table when I got into this second round, I still wasn't going in thinking, oh, I just need a win. Like, I was co-main event. I wanted to make a statement. I wanted to, like, make sure I got in there and kept up my unbeaten record. For me, like, every fight is just as important. There's no fight that, I slack on a little bit. And I think that might be the difference. I'm fighting like I've lost before, so I want to like win and get back all the time. So that maybe is the difference. I'm not sure.
And how important is that on your record? In MMA, again, it is very rare for people to go their entire career without losing.
Yeah.
Is it something that you bear in mind ahead of the fights, or is it kind of just, as you just explained, that killer instinct kind of takes over?
Yeah, I suppose it is something to think about. I don't want to give my all up for sure. And as much as like I agree, losing can make you a better fighter and can make you more determined and stuff. I also don't feel like it's necessary to lose. So I would never be one to accept the fact that if I lose one day, then that's fine. It's not for me. I don't want to lose. So I think that's definitely what I think about and why I don't want to let that O go. But also, like, sponsorship wise and things like that, that's pressure. We don't make our money from fighting. It's kind of everything else around us. So to lose your kind of, you lose your value a little bit. So for me, it's a big thing. And if you're hearing a lot of these girls that are in this tournament, you hear a lot of them say they want to be the first to beat me and stuff. And I don't want to give them that satisfaction of saying I've beat Dakota Ditcheva. So that's kind of another thing that pushes me too.
Yeah, and how are you finding that side of things? With a rising star like yourself, these opportunities do come from sponsorships or just people dragging you in all kinds of different directions. With such a busy schedule in PFL right now, how are you dealing with juggling the outside, the fight and stuff as well?
Yeah, it's difficult. It is really hard, especially like all the media and stuff like that. As obviously I get more popular, I have a lot more media duties. This time I was co-main event, so I had even more. But then that's kind of what every fighter dreams of, getting the opportunities that I'm getting. So I have to kind of also understand that it's got to be done, and I've got to be grateful that I'm in this position because not everyone gets that opportunity. So that's kind of the balance I have. but I've got a good team around me that takes a lot of pressure off me, you know, deals with a lot of my stuff, like, you know, sets up all my interviews so I'm not back and forth with people, or any trips and things like that that I have to do with brands and things. They deal with it all and then kind of just give me the times and the dates, and I just attend and do my best. So I'm lucky to have like a team like that around me as well.
And as you said, every time you win, it seems to get bigger and bigger. And after this fight, you've got someone like Jake Paul, who's not necessarily, part of the hardcore MMA community, but he's got a ton of fans who might not be aware of you, and he's tweeting, "She's the next superstar." What's it like getting that type of praise from someone like that? And then also, with social media and things like that, have you noticed kind of an influx of new fans heading over to your pages?
Jake posted that.
Yeah, he posted the next MMA superstar and posted your highlight video,
Oh,
if you
I've
know what I
not
mean.
even, do you know, I've not even seen that.
I
I
thought
didn't
there was
even know he
a
tweeted
few
that.
others on your page leaving comments and things.
Oh God, do you know what? And that's another thing as well. Like I get half hate, half good comments, and I feel like if you read your good ones, you're going to get your bad ones with it. So I tend to stay off like the comments or anything. I do all my posts, but I don't read anything really that people put. So I completely missed that he'd even commented on that. But that's really nice of him to write. Um, but yeah, I forgot my question. Now you said that.
No, no, you've answered it perfectly. But from one, kind of extreme of the fight wheel to the other, UFC legend, MMA legend Dan Hardy also said there's no reason why you can't be the face of the PFL. So to get some praise like that from a person like that with the standing he's got in the sport, what's that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, people speaking about me like that always makes me super proud, and you know, it gives me a lot of confidence as well. Even though like I don't like Dan Hardy's obviously part of PFL, but he's not part of my fight team, so he doesn't necessarily have to believe in me. But to hear people like him do, and you know, hear people like him, you know, speak such highly of my skills and stuff is it gives me a lot of confidence and really motivates me in the gym to keep going and keep getting better, and just like, you know, forget what other people say, you know, the bad comments. When you've got people like that, it really does make a difference.
And just moving on to the next one, really, now, because this is the type of season you're in. It's 6 weeks away, I think, August
Yeah.
2nd, just into the semi-finals. How are you finding this season format? I spoke to some PFL fighters who are like, you know what, I just want a few days off and have some pizza. Spoke to others who really enjoy it. How are you coping with it?
Yeah, I think you do get a good mixed review from fighters, but me personally, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't found it difficult, touch wood yet. You know, it's kind of the style that I like, to get straight back into training. Like this morning, I've been to training. I was told not to, but I've been to drill, and I got told off when I got there. But for me, I just want to be in the gym all the time, just getting better. You know, so having these another fight set up now is actually like makes me happy. You know, my weight cut as well, I think that can sometimes make a difference for people, is like they can't cut weight as often, or they struggle to cut weight so often. Whereas me, my weight cut's really not like super bad. I've got quite an easy weight cut, so that's probably why I enjoy it as well. But yeah, the season for me has been really good, and even though I'm not getting the cage time and the fight kind of minutes, I'm still getting the feeling and you know, the emotions of going into fight camp and then walking out for a fight. You know, all that is like really important. What you have to get used to and be able to deal with all them emotions, and the fact that I'm doing it so often, I feel like each time now I'm dealing with it better and better.
Yeah, and as we say, on to the next one. It's Jenna Bishop, and
Yeah.
the beauty of this format is that you kind of get to you know who you're likely to face, and you're able to watch them compete. So, so far through two fights, one win, one loss for her, a split decision in the last one. What have you made of her skills?
Yeah, do you know, I only caught a little bit of a fight while I was warming up, but I was quite impressed. You know, she took it to Santos. I saw in the last round she took her down, she took her back. Um, she was striking with her, she was catching her, so I was quite impressed with that. I know she's black belt in jiu-jitsu, so she's going to be good on the floor. But I'm still excited. You know, maybe I'll get to show a little bit of my groundwork. Maybe we'll get another striking display where it won't go all around. We'll see, but I'm excited for it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different type of fight to prepare for. So, how do you approach this camp? You know, she's known for subs. You're a KO artist, as we mentioned earlier. So, I'd imagine she's going to be hunting for that takedown. Does it change your approach, or do you just kind of fine tune what you're already good at?
No, every fighter I've fought is always hunting for a takedown as soon as they get hit. So It's kind of just going to be a case of working my defense again, just believing in my stand up, you know. But I'm also not going to be scared of going to the floor. That's the one thing that I won't be. Obviously, I'm going to like it stood up. That's always been my style. But yeah, I'll be training exactly the same, working my game all around. You know, my wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking just as much as those other two, and yeah, we'll see what happens on the night.
And as you advance through this tournament, are you allowing yourself to like dream about that $1 million yet? It's closer than people think at this point.
Yeah, of course. I dream about it all the time. I think about it all the time. I mean, for me, like it's gonna happen. I've visualized it. You know, I know it's gonna happen. And yeah, the year just goes so quick. Like I'm 2 rounds down already. In 6 weeks' time, I'm gonna be 3 rounds down. Like it's just wild how quick the year goes. I think that's another thing about the tournament is like your time just seems to like fly. Like honestly, like I feel like I've just the years just passed me by completely. But yeah, I'm excited to get to the end of the year, get my new belt, and then see what the future holds after that.
And talk to me about the other semi-final, Talia Santos, Liz Carmouche. It's kind of the way it's played out, where you get that big name in the finale. If all goes well, it's pretty much perfect. How do you expect their fight to go? Who do you expect to see in the final?
Do you know what? I'm really excited. Like it'd be a fight that I would watch if I weren't in the tournament. You know, I'm excited for that to happen. Don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. Jenna Bishop gave Taylor Talia a really good fight. And Liz Carmouche nearly got subbed out in her one. So, you know, it could go either way. That's what I love about these tournaments is like, all the fights really surprise you on the night. They never really go as you expect them to. So I'm excited to watch that fight anyway, because I think it'll be a great women's fight for sure.
And all being well, you go in, you get your belt, you get your $1 million. What is the future looking like for you? Do you just go back into the tournament next year and try to do it again? Because as we said earlier, it is a lot on the body, on the mind as well. Do you move up in weight? Do you look for super fights? Have you thought that far ahead?
I'd like to do a super fight. I won't be moving weight because 125 is like a perfect weight for me. I don't struggle with a cut and I wouldn't want to go any lower. I already look tiny as well at 125, so I'll definitely stay at that weight. They'll probably want me to defend it again next year, as in like go for the tournament again, which is fine, but I would like a super fight. So, you know, say I get Liz in the tournament, I'd like to fight Talia outside of it, or vice versa. If Talia goes through, then I'd like to fight Liz, you know, as a big fight. But PFL have their own plans, you know, they do what they want to do, so it's not always a case of us choosing. But yeah, I'm up for a lot of different things.
Yeah, certainly exciting times ahead. And I've got to ask you, as a footy fan, are you paying attention to the Euros right now? I know you're in the States. Are you able to pay attention?
I've not really watched it, no. I've not been able to keep up. I only just got back yesterday, but I'm kind of still stinging from City losing to United, so I've kind of just put football on the back burner for now because I'm still a little bit heartbroken, but I will be keeping up on it, yeah, for sure.
I know. Well, as a City fan, he's left Southgate's left Grealish at home, and he's pushed Foden out wide. So I'm not sure there's much for you there.
I know. Foden deserves it, and Jack, he did have a tough season, but I still think he's a quality player. So, and he's an English guy, isn't he? He should have been on the team. Like he's like a big English character. I feel like he should have been there, but anyway, it's what it is.
Just finally, before I let you go, Man City, what have they got to do? Who have they got to sign to win another one next year?
We need to keep Pep. We need to keep Pep for sure. That's the one thing about me is that I know he's staying next year, but we need to keep him for longer. As for new players, I don't know. I don't want to like say get rid of this person and that person because I feel bad, but we'll see what happens. As long as we've got Foden, as long as De Bruyne stays, I'll be happy.
As a Liverpool fan, I'll be happy to see Pep and all them lot go. So yeah,
I'm sure you will.
I'll leave it at that and say thanks for your time today. Good luck with camp and fight night. Can't wait to watch.
Thank you so much.